Hello everybody, welcome to Downtown Eastside Fighting for Our Lives. My name is Gitas Ajad, which means headstrong woman, not the crazy bossy bitchy kind, but the kind that has been through a lot and mine's too strong. My colonial name is Angel Gates. I'm from the Haida Nation, and I would like to acknowledge that we are on unceded territory. This video that I'm going to be showing you is for the rally for survivors of the foster care system, Indigenous survivors of the foster care system. I myself am an Indigenous survivor. I was placed in care when I was 7, in and out for maybe a year. I don't even remember how long I was in and out that first year. And then I was in until I was 19. So basically from 7 to 19. I was in several homes, none of which, well, there was one sort of Aboriginal home. I was only there for a week, but it was a bad one. And then the rest of them were non-Indigenous homes where I was abused in some, terribly. And so there were one or two that were really good, but for whatever reason, they didn't keep me. And there was one place in particular that did try very hard to give me some culture of my culture, but you know, they really couldn't. But I aged out at 19 and was put in a rooming house where they just let me go. I didn't hear from anybody really too much ever since, maybe once or twice here and there throughout the years. But I had no one to fall back on. I wasn't ready to leave home, any home where I was being cared for. So I move into this rooming house. There's perverts all around me. I'm 19 years old, so I'm fresh meat. And there's cockroaches hatching in my bed, and I'm waking up covered in them, and it was just like, it was a nightmare. I got very depressed, tried to hang myself, and someone robbed my house and called 911, and so I didn't succeed, thank goodness. Here I am today. I aged out and had nowhere to go. Most kids get to stay home until they're ready, or at least if they leave, they can go back home if things don't go well for them. I never had anyone to fall back on. I just basically was put out, and that was it. I mean, I had my grandma for a bit, you know, when she was alive, and that was nice, but I couldn't always, you know, do that to her and go back there with myself and all my problems. So anyways, the foster care system really took a lot from me, my culture, some of my innocence, actually a lot of my innocence. But it gave me something else. It gave me strength. I'm strong. So anyway, this rally is about doing something for the survivors and for the kids that are already in care that have been stolen from our nation. We would be better off, even if our families or blood families can't take care of us, someone in our nation or within our community would be better suited, I think, for Aboriginal kids, because we do understand culture, and we understand that culture does save lives, and it grounds people. If I would have known way back when I had my kids, things would have been a lot different if I would have been able to hold on to some of those traditions and values that could have been taught to me. Had things been very different for where I was raised. I was raised everywhere. Like, I've been all over Vancouver, all over the Sunshine Coast, and all over Surrey and Delta. So I've been everywhere. I was in a lot of homes. Anyway, so this video I'm going to show you it's going to start out with a prayer done by my adopted cousin named Audrey. It's beautiful, and then there's a young man who speaks very passionately. I love to hear a young man to speak about women and children the way that he does. It gives me hope, you know, for the future and for our men. And then there is Miss Jenny Kwan, who I just love what she had to say, and makes me proud to be an NDP supporter. And it makes me feel like I'm doing the right thing, because they are definitely on the side of the Indigenous. Anyway, I will get back after the video I show you the video. again, I'm just going to apologize for the quality of my film, my little news things or whatever this is, my little YouTube channel thing. I do everything on my phone. I don't have any equipment, although I'd like some. I am living in the poorest postal code, so obviously I'm one of the poor people. But I do my best, and this is for us and by us, and it's all downtown Eastside related, and Indigenous related, you know, but we all come from somewhere, and we all rally together here. Anyways, so I'm Geeta's Catchhead, and I will see you after the film. Thank you.
Dakota Bear. I'm from unceded, unsurrendered Treaty 6 territories, and I'd like to acknowledge the unceded, unsurrendered lands of the Coast Salish peoples where this action is taking place. I'd also like to acknowledge the organizers of this event, the ones that are speaking out against the system, the ones that are standing here, using your voice, standing up for the young people in care right now. I just wanted to say a couple words about what is happening right now, from the residential schools to the 60 scoop to now the millennia scoop. This is an ongoing genocide happening here on these lands. This is crimes against humanity. Our kids are being stolen still to this day. They're being profited off of from the Canadian government, and this can no longer happen. So we're standing together for those who can't use their voices right now. This is a powerful time when we're here with our medicines. We're able to speak. We're able to stand up for what is right, stand together for the ones that are still in care today. We want our children home with our families. You are breaking our kinship systems. We have systems in place already as Indigenous people to ensure every single child is cared for. If something happens to the mother or the father of that child, family, community steps in. Canada has replaced that with a foreign system that does not work. They rip the children still to this day from their homes. They profit off of our children and move them from home to home. No services provided. It's money to them, but it's not money to us. This is our children. These are our young cousins, our brothers, our aunties that are battling, our uncles, our family members that are battling against them, suing Canada for what is happening here in Alberta alone. In Alberta alone, since 1999, over 800 kids went back to their families in plastic bags, their ashes. Does that sound like the best interest of the child? No, it does not. So we're standing together here saying, no more stolen children. No more stolen children, and bring our children home. So
hello everybody, my name is Jenny Kwan. I'm the Member of Parliament for Vancouver East. Let me first acknowledge the First Peoples, the Musqueams, the Squamish, the Tsleil-Waututh peoples, for allowing me as a non-Indigenous person to live in your community, in your unceded Coast Salish territories. Over the years, I've had the great honor to be your ally, to walk alongside with you, and to learn from you, and to the respected elders who are here, and some of them who are not here today, who's taught me so much about humanity, so much about the disgraceful history of Canada. So much pain, so much suffering. And all of this needs to be rectified and needs to be done so long ago. Yet we continue to persist in a situation where the Canadian government, the Prime Minister, are taking Indigenous children to court. Why is the Canadian government taking Indigenous children to court? Is it because their value and their worth is less than the rest of the people? Is it because the colonial discriminatory practices of the past that continues to carry on today? Is it because the government, on the one hand, will say reconciliation, but on the other hand, to continue to allow for this kind of practice to flourish? We've heard just earlier from powerful speakers, leaders in our community who've spoken out time and again to say no more. Now, I want to take a moment and to say and acknowledge all of you for your incredible strength, for your resilience, for the fight that you have in your heart, not just for yourself, not just for your families, but for all of humanity. Because for me, that's what you stand for. For me, that is the essence and the true essence of the strength of the Indigenous community, to say that we are united as one, that we are connected as human beings, that all people, all four directions need to be respected, and first and foremost, here in Canada, we need to respect the very first people of this land in every way. I come to speak with a heavy heart because I see what's happening in the community. I see children who've been taken away. For those who've been taken away, for those who are lost in the system, for those who are trying to find their way back, to reconnect back to their own culture, to their own communities. And I see the government standing in the way in preventing that to happen. And it absolutely is a travesty. When I think about residential school and the intergeneration impact of residential school, and I think about today's child welfare system, that it is the modern day residential school that is right here, right now, happening in our communities. And that has to stop. We talk about in the House.
We've all seen the man at the liquor store begging for your change. The hair on his face is dirty, dreadlocked in for the mane. He asked the man for what he could spare with shame in his eyes. Get a job, you fucking slobs, all he